chilly out this morning. Breezy. It's probably got to be 62, 63 degrees maybe. Could be cooler. I'm no weatherman. Skies aren't looking so great, but with that breeze, it makes it a bit chilly. Our weather is not looking promising again for today. Doesn't look to be as bad as yesterday. You never know, we'll see. It's still only about 7:30 in the morning, so we're getting ready to start opening up. I'll take a minute, sit here, go through some emails, try to finish waking up, do a little coffee in me before we start our day. Hi guys, looks like Chip just arrived, and he's all bundled up too. Yeah, so after sitting out here in the Let's Roll Lounge doing my emails for about 15 minutes or so, I got pretty damn chilly. I had to go grab my hoodie and throw it on. But it's about that time. We're gonna start getting opened up, even though there's no customers here. We're gonna be open and ready when they do get here. Well, at least the rain didn't scare everybody away. I got this oil change here and that trike, and we got one more trike over here in line in just a moment. This gentleman here has also got a pretty bad off tire, and he needs some brakes. So now the Chip's done with the oil change on it, we're gonna take it off of this lift and take it straight over to the tire tent. The rubber room, the roundhouse, I don't know, we ain't came up with a name for it yet, but those are some of the suggestions we've gotten. Guys, it is about 10:30 now, and we had a little bit of business come in and out, but not a lot. It started to rain for a little while, then it stopped, and now the winds are just picking up. It's really breezy, really chilly. Everybody's still pretty much bundled up. But I thought I'd take this moment to share with you guys a new product that we're trying. I just figured it would go good with the oil change thing. So a lot of people, when they're trying to fight that heat beast, want to monitor their temperatures, not just cylinder head temperatures, but also the oil temperatures. So I got a bunch of these Koso dipsticks, and they actually look really, really nice. And they got a digital display on it, so when you press it, it lights up, and you can actually see the temperature and the oil level in there. And I thought they were pretty cool. And if you've got a soft tail with the push-in style, we got these ones with the analog gauge on them. So hopefully those will go really good with the oil changes, and we can try to move some of those. If you guys have used these before, tell me what you think. I've never actually used one. I like the idea of it. Unfortunately, they don't make one that fits my motorcycle. So we only have them for the touring bikes for 2007 and newer. And then of course, the soft tails, all of the twin cam soft tails that'll work on. Tell me what you think in the comments. Hi guys, so you can see there are a few bikes in the parking lot up there, but not a lot. And if you look at the line going into the Harley dealer, well, right now there's a couple bikes, but it's been basically a line of cars all day long trying to get in and out of there. A couple bikes here and there, mostly cars. All right guys, check this one out. So these customers came in, and apparently the motorcycle fell down in a trailer and bent the kickstand. I know it's kind of hard to see on camera, but that don't work. All right, so the customer asked if we could bend it back, and when it was in the parking lot, I was thinking, well, if the kickstand's bent, those are usually pretty easy to bend back, but we're looking at this, and if you look closely, the frame bent and it's twisted. That's a little sketchy. Well guys, we decided that trying to bend the frame is just a liability I didn't want to get into, so I allowed these gentlemen to use some of the tools and use the shop a little bit. They tried to big pipes and ratchet straps, and nothing really worked. However, we did get it to tweak just enough that it's on its side stand, but it's got some lean to it. So now they're cutting a block of wood to be able to put under the kickstand.
Adam, what are you making?
It came out better than I thought.
You making a kickstand?
Yeah, making a kickstand. So that if they need to, they can put it down and get it to stand up a little bit more upright, especially if they're on some unlevel ground. But yeah, it looks like frame damage, which means the bike's pretty much total. Is really not a good way to fix it.
Bailey's good. He's in freaking shorts. Because I'm not cold there. Because my legs are always.
Well, guys, it is almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon now, about 10 till or so, and just been a really, really weird day. Weather's been crappy. Sales are in the toilet. We've had more work than expected, given it, but it's just a weird sight. Look behind me here. That's the Harley parking lot back here. I've never seen so many cars. As far as you can see, all the way over there, just cars, cars, cars. Lines of cars getting in here. Nobody wants to ride in this stuff, and I don't blame them. You know what? It feels like Laconia. It's cold, rainy, windy. It's just miserable today. And that's very rare for this region. When we're working the Sturgis rally, we always have a storm. At some point, there's always a storm that comes through, but it's usually a relatively fast-moving storm. It's a front that comes through, hits hard, and then disappears and turns into a beautiful day again afterwards. This hanging around all day long, very, very rare. When you look on the weather apps, it almost looks like a small hurricane just kind of churning in the circle over top of us. But it is what it is. We're actually still having fun. We're in good spirits. We're just not making any money. So Talon's been servicing the scooter today because, well, it's been neglected for a while. Did oil change on the engine, the transmission, and the final drive. Now he's bleeding the brakes because he was due for some new fluid. And in case you didn't notice, I haven't even started my bike today because there just hasn't been enough people here to really justify the cost of the fuel. And the worst part of it all is no bikini bike wash today at all. All right, guys, I'm ready to get some coffee. I don't know what's going on here, but they've got this traffic backed up. Looks like it's backed up all the way down onto the interstate back there. There's people directing traffic over here trying to get into our lot and the Harley dealer, but it's a mess. Look how far that traffic goes down that road. Quite a ways. So I got my coffee and a couple of cookies, but now I'm stuck in the traffic to try to get back over to the Harley dealer. The things I do to get coffee and cookies. All right, even though business has pretty much sucked today, it's been a day for some pretty weird, interesting disasters. You know, earlier we had the bike with the kickstand where the frame was bent, and just, you know, kind of baffled at how so much pressure can be applied to that in a trailer to bend the frame. But I'm not here to figure that out. But also we got this bike here, the Softail Heritage behind us. A couple was on this motorcycle coming down the interstate, towing that little trailer right there, and somehow the rim broke. Now Mike says that this is a fairly common problem. He's seen it before, but I have never seen this before. But look at this. Tell me this isn't scary. Check it out, guys. The rim actually broke. Well, can't get it to focus good. Yeah, look at that big gash in the wheel. That's actually the metal wheel completely split. And of course, when that happened, coming down the interstate, immediately lost air pressure, believing that the trailer is the only thing to help keep them up because it stabilized it a little bit. That's scary. And unfortunately, we can't fix it. We don't sell wheels. But Coastal Moto is over at the Harley dealer, and you guys know they're pretty good friends of ours. So we sent them over there. We're hoping that maybe they've got a set of wheels. This guy doesn't even want a spoke wheel back on here anymore. He's just absolutely over it. So he doesn't want this ever to happen again. So they sell really nice mag wheels. We're hoping that they've got something for them that maybe you can bring the wheel back over here and we can install it for them. Hey, you guys know I'm a Star Wars fan, and this just happened to pull through the lot. Cool. All right, guys, it's about 4 p.m. The weather is still absolutely miserable. We'd actually decided to go ahead and close up. Talon dropped a lot of the curtains over on the service side, and then that customer right there brought his bike in. So luckily we weren't fully closed. We got him taken care of. But now that he's leaving, I think we're gonna call it. We're probably gonna close down Actually, get away from Mike to get back. Mike took the customer with a broken wheel to go get a rent-a-car so he can go around and try to find a replacement wheel, because I guess I had no luck over at the dealership. So there's a couple like swap meets up in Sturgis area. So Mike took our car, well, Brendan and Ron's car that they're letting us borrow, to go find a rent-a-car so they can come back, go do their thing. Well, guys, the day is done. You know, we closed up early today. I think it was probably 5:30 or something. We went out to dinner, hung out with some friends. Mike came with us. New girl Amanda that's going to start with us, I believe, start working helping Katie with sales. She hung out today. In fact, you guys might remember back in Laconia when I got on that trike and it was for the really short girl, and it kind of crunched my nuts when I got on there. Well, it's her. So we're looking forward to maybe having some help there. But gotta say, guys, we've never seen weather like this, and I know we talked about it earlier. Literally the worst Saturday of Sturgis we've ever had in the 10 years of being here. We are down a lot between today and yesterday, but there's a lot of time in the week, so we could make it up. I'm not really sweating it just yet. But it sucks to see those type of deficits, you know, when you're down more than you think you should be. But anyway, we're gonna close this video here. But before we do, I'm gonna add this little clip in here that Chip sent me last night. He was downtown Sturgis somewhere, and he ran into one of our old customers with a set of love jugs on his bike. And some of you may know him, Grizzlies. Grizzlies is a pretty popular guy, and a lot of people know who he is. And we put the love jugs on his bike years ago. So this is just kind of like a really cool added testimonial that Chip recorded and sent to me. So we're gonna add that in right here. So stick around and check that out. And then other than that, I wanna thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the videos. And until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.
All right, Adam, it's Chip. You've been asking me to do this. I saw this bike tonight, so I had to talk to the guy, mostly because he had the love jugs. So I came up and asked him about the love jugs, and he's a big fan. Then he went on to tell me that he got them put on in Myrtle Beach at the rally probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I said, you know what, man, I probably put them on. You probably know Amsoil Adam, and he remembered that we were at the car wash. He remembered what you look like, and he rides this bike everywhere. So this is our 73-year-old friend here, and refresh my memory. What'd you say your name was?
Grizzly.
Grizzly, you're from Arizona?
Arizona.
And you had us, the love jugs went on probably Myrtle Beach 5, 6 years ago?
Got it. About 5, 6 years ago.
Have you had any problems with them?
Love them. I love them. I couldn't be any happier. I tell you what, I watched the bike down there, and I think there was a black bike, and I stood there for an hour waiting to find out what I want to do with that, and I tell you what, I love them. I couldn't be any happier.
I completely agree.
Best investment I ever bought, really.
Heat is the enemy, and these keep the heat away.
Oh, big time.
Well, I really appreciate you talking to me. I never do this video stuff, but what a better testimonial than a guy from Arizona, 74 years old, out here living life, loving his love jugs.
I do.
All right, Adam, you're welcome. I don't do this often, but it just seemed like a special occasion.